What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have an interesting one. This comes by way of the RedBull Untapped series in France. This is Mono White. Yeah, I know, it's not something I thought I would see either, but apparently this did well enough to top 8 an event, so I'm kind of curious if this is any good. The deck list looks kind of weird, but hey, somebody got results with it, so I'm going to test it first before I make any changes. As usual, before we get into everything, please like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to help me out. And then we're going to hop over and take a look at this very interesting Mono White Aggro deck. Okay, this is pretty sweet looking, honestly. I have to say, I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play. But starting at the top here, we've got some giant killers, which are a good just early creature, especially if you're playing, say, against like Mono White and you want to be able to block like early Fervent Champs or something. But it does have the ability to just kill something like an Omnath, which is what we're really worried about. Also good against Mono Green and things like that. Selfless Savior, just a quality card. Venerable Knight. Now this one's one that's actually not exciting to see on the list, but it is a 2-1, so that matters for something. Not many things you can really put it on. I don't know if there's anything you can put it on in this list. Well, the counter once it dies, so it's mostly just a 2-1 creature. Glass Caskets, just as a removal option. Kabira Takedown, another removal card, but can double his land. Luminarch Aspirant, this is probably one of the best cards out of the most recent set. Probably doesn't appear in enough lists, truthfully, because if it's not dealt with over a couple of turns, you've easily got a 4-4 or 5-5, maybe even pumping up other creatures that are flying. It can be a real nuisance if you're not careful. Seasoned Blade, as you saw in the deck we put up yesterday with the Boros Winota list, this card is fantastic. Shepherd of the Flock. Now this card I like in this for several reasons. It looks kind of gimmicky, but think about the fact of like if you play an early giant killer, you could return the giant killer, kill something, and then replay a 1-1, right? You can pick up one of your lands that have a spell on the other side. So you could use that in a pinch later in the game. I mean, there's a lot of little things that this is doing. It also just protects something from being removed, right? They go to target, say, an Aspirant, and you just return it back to your hand for 1 mana, play it again next turn. And if you just want to fight with it, because say you're playing against, I don't know, Dimir Control maybe, you do have a 3-1 attacker for 2 mana. So it's a very fitting card for this list. Archon of Emeria. For the most part, this is going to be the card you want against the Omnath list, just so they can't, escape to the wilds and play something that turn. This buys you a little bit of time. Sky Malls, y'all know I love these. If you saw yesterday's video, again, I think this card's fantastic and criminally underplayed right now. Skyclave Apparition. This is another good removal card for a lot of situations. And again, this is one that you can target with the Shepherd of the Flock, right? Like maybe you get rid of a small thing and now you want to get rid of a big thing. Or maybe even get a twofer where like you get rid of, say, a Stonecoil Serpent, right? And then you return this, they don't even get anything, and now you get to kill something else. So a couple of different things going on there. Legion Angel, which I like, we experimented with in the Azorius Flyers list. Kind of cool. So we do have 2 here, and obviously some others hanging out in the sideboard. McKindy Stampede, another way to pump your creatures. Possibly, arguably, this could be 2 of, and maybe we reduce something else, because I really would like to have that as a finisher. Emeria's Call, if the game goes really long, you can make some flyers. Cast an Ardent Veil, because of course, we're going to have mostly planes, so it should be easy to trigger and make some tokens, and just a bunch of planes. So it's a very interesting list. I have no idea if this is any good or not. We do have a sideboard with it. I think it's very variable. I don't know, this was built for a different field than what we'll probably see on Monday, but there is a starter sideboard there if you want to check it out. So let's go hop into the arena and see how this thing does, because I'm kind of excited about it. Hope it doesn't disappoint. Well, we get to go first. We are going to keep this. I mean, because we have so many 3-mana plays and we have 3 lands in hand effectively with this Emeria's Call. So there's not much reason to throw this back. Playing against this Lurrus list, I've only seen a couple of things, and they usually have some type of enchantment type removal or whatever. So there's a good chance that our Luminarch Aspirant is probably dead, but we're still going to have to just play this out anyway and just see what happens. Alright, let's get this in. Nothing changes there for us. We will play the Aspirant, kind of see what it does to the opponent's turn. And this is where it gets a little sketchy, right? Because I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and play the Sky Maul on turn 2 and just attack with a gigantic creature. But I don't know if that's where we want to be. But I'm assuming this is some enchantment-heavy base deck that the opponent's going with. So we could see the give a creature -3/-3 thing here. However, there is a real situation here, right? If they don't remove it, then maybe we do just put the Sky Maul on it, because generally that deck doesn't have good spot removal outside of its enchantments. So we get to see what they're doing here. They're taking a long time here. I hope there's not a connection issue. I mean, this could be a big turn too, though. Maybe it's put a land into play tapped or not. Maybe it's try to kill the Aspirant or not. Oh, so this is green-white, not even black. Interesting. So maybe this is like Selesnya Champion. Try to put the, whatever the thing is, all that glitters out there. Okay. This, yeah, I guess we go ahead, because there's no value loss here. And just getting rid of that. And we're going to go ahead and attack. I mean, not totally sure what the opponent's plan is here yet. Because they could go a couple of different ways here. I'm not totally sure what's happening. I'm kind of confused. I would expect to see like Selesnya Champion on this turn. But, oh, actually, no, they can't play the Champion because they're playing Lurrus. Everything has to be 2 or less. So, yeah, unless they're just going in on playing stuff like All That Glitters and whatnot here. I'm not sure what their play is. Because, I mean, we're incentivized to just keep attacking. I mean, next turn, I think I'm just going to play the Legion Angel. And then I'm going to follow that up probably with Maul of the Skyclaves on the following turn. Alright, there's another Stonecoil Serpent. We don't love that. So now if that ends up getting the All That Glitters, that could be kind of big. And sadly, it will be protected because of the Alseed, which we don't love that. I'm trying to just decide if it's like Sky Maul this turn or not. But it's possible if we draw a land, we could like Seasoned Hollowblade plus Sky Maul next turn, and maybe that's better. So this is kind of a hard spot to figure out. I think, though, I'm just going to attack with both of these. I'm going to make the Aspirant larger. Put full pressure on the opponent. I assume they weren't going to block. Even if they did, we have no real loss with the Stonecoil under there. Opponent's at 12. I assume they're going to have some other lifelink options as well that we have to be aware of. But the safest play for them here is honestly to just All That Glitters on the Stonecoil Serpent and then turn it into a 5/5. Now, admittedly, that means then I guess we just put the Sky Maul on an Angel and then pump our other 2 creatures and just sort of see what happens there. But we are at 20, so... Ooh, that sucks. It gets to fight an Angel? Oh, you're going to fight that. Oh, because it doesn't give it a +1/+1. I thought it gave it a bonus. Oh, it's 2 defense. Okay. Well, that makes sense then. Ooh, double Sky Maul. That's interesting. So do we just Sky Maul the Angel? Man, I don't feel like that's great use of our mana this turn, but I think it's the correct play. Yeah, we'll just attack with a 6/5 and a 5/5. They can't really do much to either at this point. I mean, they can block. They can go to 1. I don't know. The other thing I do like, though, here is if they do block and they happen to have... Oh, wow, they're just taking it. Well, never mind. That creates a different problem. Well, not necessarily, because if they do all that glitters with no other backup, then we do have the other Sky Maul. So this isn't as scary as it seems. I mean, they could play another Stone Coil here, and that would be a little disappointing. But again, we have a 6/5 and a 5/5, so it's mostly okay. Okay, there's an all that glitters. So they can gain some life. Go to 7. But then we could also put the Sky Maul on the Aspirant. So they'd be at 1 again. Unless they have a second all that glitters, and that thing's going to be huge. Then we're looking for an apparition to be able to remove that. Alright, let's see what they're doing. They're thinking about this hard. I mean, I don't see why they don't, though. Oh, Wings of Hubris. What is this? Equipped creature has flying, you sacrifice it. And target creature can't block? Can't be blocked this turn. Sacrifice it. Okay. Well. Does that just win? No. That's only 11. 12. Oh, yeah, because they're at 8. Never mind. So we just do this because they have no more mana. Oh, wait, no, because they can block this on the ground. That doesn't win either. I feel like there is an obvious line here that I'm missing. Let me see if I can figure it out real quick. Sky Maul the Aspirant. That's a 7/7. I could turn the other, have both of them be 7, so 7 gets through, the opponent's at 1. We can play a Casket to get rid of the Serpent. But the Serpent's going to die to blocking anyway, and we still wouldn't be able to kill the opponent, so we don't want to do that. Well, maybe not. They might just block with the Ginger Brute. But then we can play the... Alright. So, I'm just going to attack. I mean, the opponent may just not block. I don't know. But they have nothing in hand. So not blocking just seems bad here. Because there's no top deck that's going to be good for them. With their hand empty, I don't know if any line of play I made here makes a difference if I just get rid of this Owl Seed. Because removing the Owl Seed effectively removes 2 enchantments or artifacts. And they're going to block at least 1. Yeah. So this doesn't really harm much. Alright. And then we'll just play this. Yeah, we should be all good to go here. I mean, even if they had Shatter the Sky for some reason, we could just attack with the Hollow Blade next turn. Yep, should be all good. Okay. Well, they don't know we have a Sky Maul. So, I mean, that's actually a real play, because you... Well, no, even then it doesn't matter. Yeah, because... You still only have 2 blockers to 3 attackers, so that doesn't matter. Yeah. Opponent goes first. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Like, there's very little reason to toss this one, other than lacking removal, but if we get to turn 3, it's not the worst. Go ahead and put this in tapped, because why not? Alright, Thieves Guild Enforcer, fine. Think here we just lean in and play a Hollow Blade next turn. And this is a case where, honestly, even just having the flyers is going to be pretty important. Alright, Wind Robber, sure. Keep the opponent off our back a little bit. Probably can't focus too much on getting to play this Angel. Having a feeling it's not going to matter a lot here. Oh no, did not want to see that go in the graveyard. Would have really liked to have had the Sky Maul here. Okay. Man, the problem is so many of these decks are also playing Jwari Disruption, which is super disappointing. So, I'm wondering if we can get away. We have 2 Apparitions. I mean, I have to assume they have at least some type of counter in their hand. However, if they have the counter, they're also not putting creatures on the table, which is okay. I mean, this gets countered eventually, and Angel gets through, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Totally okay with that. Alright, they're down to 3 cards in hand. Hopefully it's not Zerasan. Okay, it's not. That's good news. Looks like they're trying to just sit behind counters at the moment. Which, if that's the case, so be it. Alright, Aspirant. We're gonna kill it. Most excellent. Want to counter that too? Alright. Not sure what those other cards are. I mean, they don't have anything in the graveyard to get back with, like, Agadeem's Awakening or anything. Though that could be what one of those cards are. Alright, I guess we'll try. I mean, if it's just a handful of counters, it's a handful of counters. I mean, I'm fine with that. This is a race we can win if this is how it's going to be. Alright, I don't know what that last card is. It's not a flash creature. And we have some pretty resilient forces on the table, so I don't feel too bad. We have a removal potentially. We also have a flying blocker, which we don't hate. The opponent has opted to keep both blockers. Wonder why that is. Alright, well, let's find out. Let's send in Hollow Blade, Hollow Blade. I mean, if they double block, am I willing to discard both of these cards? I think we're just so far ahead, we just do it. And if they flash a dude in... Well, not true, because if that's a Soaring Thought Thief, I'd rather just attack with these. Ha! Told ya. Sometimes you just know things. Okay, so the question becomes, do we want to get rid of both? Or one? I think we save one of them. Mostly because there's a chance they might discard the Wind Robber to draw a card. Alright. Looks like we've got through the tough parts. Though, Agadeem's Awakening means, well, they both cost 1, so I only get one of them back. That's actually not that bad. And Legion Angel, in a way, kind of gives you more fodder for Siege and Hollowblade, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, you can get a Death Touch creature back. We're okay with that. Plus, it takes 4 mana, which means we're going to get to stick another Angel, which is super good. And we don't really care that they have it on the ground, because we'll just discard whatever we draw to protect the Hollowblade. And just attack with Hollowblade Angel and sit on the... Yeah, exactly. So we had their hand pegged right. And this is pretty resilient. Look, it's like countered, killed, countered. And then got something back here, so I feel pretty good about this. And we've got 34 cards, so we don't really care about any of that activity. Great, because we don't need that. So yeah, getting back in there. I mean, we're still at 16, so whatevs. Bring the pain. And then we're going to play the Angel to get our other Angel. So we're still going to have a card in our hand to protect the Hollowblade even. So this should be pretty good for us. I can't see... I mean, I guess they could get another Agadeem's Awakening next turn and get 2 creatures back, depending on how they block here. So that's a real thing. Which looks like what they might be banking on. Yeah, they were looking at that and saying, well, we just lose all of our flyers and the game just becomes close to over, probably. Yeah, this is a tough block for the opponent. I'm not 100% sure what I would do if I were in their shoes. Alright, well, we'll just play this other Angel out. Grab another Angel. Wind Robber, I mean, it blocks. It's not an irrelevant card. So right now we can attack with everything, put the opponent down to 1. Well, not even that, because they could block both Angels. Yeah. Okay, this may be another Omnath deck. But could just be an Is It Spells deck, or as somebody called it in my YouTube comments, and Is It Spellslingers deck. Oh no, this is Grixis Control. Neat. Maze Mind Tome. Well, we don't really care about that too much. Alright, card. This is a little unfortunate because our only real threats are even right now. So if they do have a extinction event, this would hurt quite a bit. But I think we just do this. Maybe hope to draw a land next turn. I mean, I have a feeling these glass caskets are not going to be great in this matchup. So extinction event will hurt pretty good bit here. But not much we can do about it. Though if their removal is mostly Heartless Axe, I mean, Aspirant could save us some pain. I mean, I guess we got it, right? Is that all they have for the turn? If so, that's real nice. Though, I don't know, they may spot removal on our turn to keep us from attacking with it, which isn't a bad idea. Because when you use his ability, you end up having to tap it. Okay, you have a shark. That does buy you time. That's reasonable. This is a bit disappointing because I really want to play... I mean, we can't not do it, I guess. If the opponent just has it, they have it. Extinction event will just make us cry. We do get to play a Legion Angel and then get another Legion Angel, but we're effectively in this matchup playing with 2 dead cards. They are just... yeah, exactly. Like, we knew it was coming, though, so we can't be too upset about it. Whoa. What? Oh, the opponent. Yeesh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, sometimes you make mistakes and sometimes you get rewarded when your opponent makes mistakes. Not a lot to be said there. It's just things happen. I am going to just go for more damage here. Don't believe there's too much to gain by playing out the Selfless Savior first, because if our turn 2 play is going to be a Hollow Blade anyway, we could protect the Hollow Blade by just discarding a card. And the Selfless Savior would just die all the same stuff that the Venerable Knight would die to, so, meh. I think what I would like to see with this, though, is maybe seeing if we can find a couple of extra knights that are worth playing. I wouldn't force them into the list, but find something that's worth playing just so we can get a little extra value out of the Venerable Knight, because there are a lot of matchups against various creature decks that if you can turn your creature into a, you know, 3 power, 4 power, whatever, really even 3 or 4 toughness, that can be enough in a lot of these fights. I wonder if we really want to do anything to this, because the Alpine Howlmaster's not great against us. Oh, that's cute. We can use that on a later turn. I don't mind that at all. Because then when they attack, trigger it, and it gets bigger, we can just off it. Though I say that, we're probably going to need that for a Winota here on the coming turns. If we're being real. In there for 5. Opponent could potentially put 2 creatures down. And sadly, if one of them is a Selfless Savior of your own, does cause a couple of different problems. This is where I would like to land some early damage and then maybe hit a Sky Maul would be great. However, the opponent making that play is a little peculiar. So, I'm not sure what I want to do here. If I need to protect this, play this Selfless Savior, I should wait to use this Apparition. I'm going to get rid of the Savior. Not going to get rid of the Giant Killer just because I do believe we're going to need that for Winota. Because I haven't seen any other lists like this that don't play Winota, so with nothing else in our hand and the opponent not being nearly low enough, I think we have to play it safe. Alright, there's the Watchdog. No Selfless Savior, please. Alright. So we bought ourselves a little bit of time. Ooh, our favorite card, the Sky Maul. That gets us excited for sure. Question just becomes, do we... Alright, so if we Sky Maul, we get 4 in guaranteed through the air. But then we can't... Like, if they play Winota next turn, then they get at least 1 trigger. So I think we just play it safer here. I think we put this in tapped. I think we go ahead and just remove the dog. And then we attack for 5. Then they either get the choice of playing 2 creatures or just playing Winota next turn. And then we'll just see what that looks like. But who knows? Maybe they're stuck at 3. Okay. Hound, not nearly as scary. Another apparition. Alright, sure. I mean, if it worked last time, it's probably going to work this time. Three, 4, 5. We attacked to 7, opponents at 4, and now Sky Maul is just lethal. Unless they just set on Bone Crusher Giant this whole time, it didn't kill anything. But I can't imagine that's the case. Especially if we put Sky Maul on the Hollow Blade, because then they would have to target that. And then attack. Yeah, they're dead. GG's. Well, yeah, because even if we force them to use a shock on the Hollow Blade, like, that's gonna be enough. Because then they can't use it on an apparition. Because you'd only want to shock the apparition to get like a 2/2 back and then block something, but doesn't have any real value here. Alright. Alright, this is actually a good keep, I think. Actually, this is one of the ones that, like, it could be a good keep, or it could be bad, because, like, actually, no, we're fine, because we can play the Giant Killer, and then if we need it later, we can pick it up with the Shepherd of the Flock, possibly. Why do I get the feeling this Glass Casket's going to be pretty bad here, unless our opponent is specifically on Rogues. Well, that's not bad. Oh, they didn't have a Blood Chief's Thirst either? Seems peculiar. Okay, what do I want to do here? Trying to think for future turns if they have an extinction event. If we go odd, they get rid of 2 things. We keep the Hollow Blade. We can entice them. Well, okay. We can at least give them a tough choice the following turns, possibly. Because then if we have a couple things are odd and a couple things are even, then they have to choose. Though, if we have this, we could just bounce something. Glass Casket's going to come into play here. Pretty nice. Casket. Get rid of that thing. And what does it say? Each non-basic land your opponent control come to play tapped. This feels kind of rough. I mean, we can't play a second thing, obviously, because we have our own Archon out. This only destroys a thing with 4 or greater. Don't love that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. It is what it is. Come on. Ooh, you know what we need? A Sky Maul would be good too. Let's do that. You look nothing like a Sky Maul. What is your problem? We're gonna get stuck behind our own Archon here because we can't do trickery and, like, prevent something from dying to the Scavenger. Because normally I would attack with 2 things. Scavenger blocks, I'll return whatever. You know, that sort of thing. So obviously, at this point, I'm going to assume they're not playing Extinction Event. They might be, but they have to give up their Nighthawk to do it. And we can save, say, like, our Archon if we wanted to. Yeah, that's cute. And that is a thing you can do. Alright, they're just getting in there. I'm not gonna block. That doesn't do what I wanted to either. All right. Oh, I missed a trigger. Dang it. I meant to discard. That's a dumb mistake. Because I definitely did need this Venerable Knight. Alright, seems fine. Alright. Yeah, I think I just goofed up. I could have definitely had more opportunity here, and I blew it. Ugh. That's terrible. That's terrible. I knew better, too. Just clicked too fast. Why not? Sure. Seems fair. Alright, not really sure what else to do here. I mean, not having that other 3-1, I really goofballed it. Alright, only attacking with a 1-1. We'll put something into the graveyard. Seems all fine and good. Thought Thief, sure. Alright, this is probably getting countered, and then that's a ball game. Oh, guess not. Thought that was going to be it. Alright then. Okay, no attacks. Because now we're at the point that the tapping portion of the giant killer is relevant. Sure. I mean, actually, do I want to block? Yeah, I guess I just block, right? I mean, they gain their 6, but, like, we just get rid of it and stop it from being a problem. Alright. Oh, wasn't that cute? This costs 2 to tap. So how do we want to do this? Opponent's still at 15. Alright. We can tap a Thought Thief. Then we can... Let's do that. Because anyway, if we get a land... Well, we already have a land, so we can kind of unlock some of our own stuff here. Alright, we'll block here. Here comes a Zerasan. It's got to be what's going on, right? Just return a win, Robert. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, we threw that game away. Alright, we're going to keep it. Ooh, is this mono green? It very likely... Well, I don't know. It could be a lot of things with just a turn 1 Lovestruck Beast. Let's go and run that out. I think we're mostly okay to just try to play Luminarch Aspirant. If they try to kill it, we can save it. And then next turn, probably play another Aspirant. It would make sense to be my game plan. No blocks. Unfortunately, we need to be able to protect this Aspirant from all kinds of things out of the green deck. We will attack, though. Put a counter on the Aspirant, because at some point we're going to sacrifice the dog, so no point in putting counters on it. Not right now. I think the only real question becomes, do I spend counters to make a gigantic aspirant singular, or do I split it and pump both? I would like another 1 mana thing though this turn. Would be great. I think if I go aspirant and something, and then just play like an angel or something the following turn, or an archon the following, that could be kind of cool. Ooh, Sky Maul. Like that. Alright. And then I can start splitting them once they're like big enough to fight with the Lovestruck Beast or whatever. I mean, we can start making those decisions at that time. Would have really, I mean, as much as I like the Sky Maul, I really would have liked this to have been a land. I feel like it would have unlocked a few things next turn, potentially. Alright, well, we will be attacking Garrick. I mean, you can get your 1 attack in, opponent. Okay, they're choosing not to. Ooh, another Sky Maul. Okay, this changes things. This is real. All right, next, make this a 5/5. Oh, well, opponent's just giving up. Wow, that was actually way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. It's very... I mean, it plays like you would expect it to, but it has a lot of power. I think, again, it comes down to things like that Sky Maul. I'm a big fan of that. I would like to see something else in the deck that also boosts your creatures, whether we're talking about like a Bazriket, an Elspeth, a Glorious Anthem. You know, so I'll probably be putting something like that in the final version that you can download. Speaking of, remember, you can always download the deck at the link below in the description. You can also get a link to my Discord, to my Twitch, and my podcast. And if you really want to support me or the channel and get something for yourself, I also have merchandise. But as far as the deck goes, I do think it's pretty good. It comes at the format a little bit of a different way. I think the DFCs in this list are actually pretty usable, and there's a good chance you'll actually cast them, which is nice. I think we just have to figure out like which ones we should be leaning on more than the others. Like, should we be doing more removal? Should we be trying to pump our creatures? And I think that's kind of the only thing that I think still needs to be solved. Creature choice, I would probably end up moving the Archons to the sideboard, but I think that just comes down to how much Omnath you expect to play, right? So earlier, I guess whenever you're watching this, I guess it would be yesterday's event or day 2 of today's Clash event, has a very large percentage of Omnath decks. So if that's the case, then maybe you do want the Archons main. If not, Archons need to be in the sideboard. But they do still block, at least against the rogue deck, so it's not that bad. But just something to think about. Remember, if you haven't, like this video because that helps us get in front of more people. And if you hit the subscribe button, that at least lets me know that you appreciate it and enjoy everything I'm doing. And then if you hit that notification bell, that's for you to get notified every time I have a video up, which so far is every single day, multiple times a day in many cases, since February. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.